A lot of the national experts are surmising that a lot of Myles Garrett's requested trade goes back to the Browns not having a quarterback. One guy, an established quarterback who can win in the NFL immediately. One guy who has been mentioned in conjunction with the Browns and has won is Kirk Cousins. He was on Good Morning Football Overtime today talking about his season and his future in the NFL.
I definitely still feel like I have a lot of good football left in me. And I will say, about Patrick, because I used to ask this question to coaches like, hey, do I need to be a scrambler to be able to make it in this league long term? Yeah. And coaches would always say, Kirk, you have to be able to throw from the pocket with accuracy no matter what. And while the ability to scramble and do other things is a nice trait to have, ultimately the whole thing is built on, can you from the pocket throw with accuracy and make great decisions? And so that really is the trait we all have to have. And so that's kind of always been what I lean on. But I still think I got good football left in me. And, time will tell. It's still kind of uncertain. We'll get to March and know a lot more. I think the focus for me really is getting healthy. And that's really my focus is I got to get healthy. I'm no good to the Falcons. I'm no good to a team if I'm not feeling really good. And so that's really where my focus has been through January and February. Now the season's wound down, really taking all the time I can to get my body feeling really good.
So, Tim, we also heard the same part of that earlier in the show. Kirk Cousins had an ankle injury that he said the Achilles healed. He said there was a right ankle issue, and then he took a big hit that was shoulder and elbow related late in the season against the Saints that kind of threw everything out of whack. You heard him mention decision making. What'd you hear Tommy Rees talk about decision making? It seems like Kirk Cousins might be a fit, and he has a no trade, so he can veto anywhere that the Falcons want to send him that he doesn't like.
Yeah, I mean, that it makes a lot of sense. It seems like, we've talked about that before as the most likely option for the Browns if they want to fix the quarterback position is hope Kirk Cousins becomes available, sign him to a cheaper contract, and reunite him with Kevin Stefanski from all their time together in Minnesota. And it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, Kirk Cousins had that, nightmarish stretch towards the end of the season that led to him getting benched from Michael Penix Jr. But I think if you're at least looking for solid quarterback play, I think Kirk Cousins is the way to go, especially now that you're another year further out from the torn Achilles. Those are usually, I've said before, those are 2-year injuries. That first year, you're getting yourself back to form, and then year 2 is where you're the most like yourself. So you would imagine Kirk Cousins is a nice buy low player to have. And I do think when you look at last year, how things went for the Browns, if they had average quarterback play, that's a team that probably wins 8 or 9 games. They went 3-14 in large part because their quarterback play by and large was the worst in football. So you bring in an established veteran, Kirk Cousins. It's not a sexy addition, but it's at least one that should help steady the ship and get things going in the right direction. None of it changes the fact that you still have to reload this entire offense.